Okay, welcome to the Solomon Leadership Program presentation. We are going to begin with a short thought, a Torah thought, and that's actually how we start every Solomon session. This week's Torah portion is called Korach, and Korach was a person in the Jewish camp who started a rebellion of sorts against Moses, and he complained against the leadership that Moses was taking for himself, for his brother, and for his cousin, and that Korach said, "You're taking too much. You have to share the leadership with others, with me, who's one of your other cousins, and with other people in the Jewish nation." You can't just take all the leadership for yourself. You have to empower others. And the end of the story is that, unfortunately, Korach was not doing it for the most noble of intentions. He was more doing it to take leadership for himself, not for others. So it didn't end so well for him. However, his complaint still rings true today, and that is that everyone wants to be a leader and everyone can be a leader. Doesn't mean that everyone will be a leader and doing the exact same thing that everyone else is doing, but everyone has um, a toolbox of leadership within them, and it's on them to find those tools that they excel in and become the shining leader that they can be. And in fact, we are taught that we all have a spark of Moses inside of us. Moses are the quintessential Jewish leader resides inside of us, and we all have the power to find that incredible talent, that leadership talent that we have, and bring it to the fore and display it to the world and to ourselves. So that is the perfect segue into the Salma Leadership Program, because Salma Leadership is there to literally dig deep and find the leadership talent inside each one of every one of the fellows. And we do it in a very strategic and a very comprehensive way. And we're going to discuss how it's done today. We're going to take you through how the Salma Leadership works, all the different components of it, and then finishing off with how you can apply to join Salma Leadership for this coming year. Okay, we start off on slide number one. We have the Solemn Leadership Program, which is wisdom, mentors, and you, the leader. And we bring together a community of mentors, speakers, and fellows who work together to become shining leaders. And here is how it's done. So firstly, our mission, Solemn Leadership's mission, is to cultivate a new generation of leaders. Every year we have a new cohort, a new group of teens, and they all come in with their questions, their their uh, you know maybe their anxieties and their what they're not sure about, and we've had many Salama leaders who have come in not knowing what career they want to go into and what their goals should be for this coming year or for college or beyond. And they walked out of Solomon having a very clear plan of what their goals should be and what college they should apply to and what field they should try to learn more about. So that is our mission, to cultivate a new generation of leaders. The Solomon program is needed more now than ever. There is, if you've just been a careless peruser of the news in the last year or two, you'll undoubtedly have noticed all the increase in anti-Semitism, anti-Israel rhetoric, and the teens are not strangers to that. They are seeing that in their feeds, in their phones. They're all on their phones all day, and they see it, and it's hard to get them away from that. So the Solomon program is telling them, don't stop what you're viewing, but view it through a different lens. And here's how you can respond. Here's the tools that you need so that you can go into college as a proud Jewish leader and respond when someone calls you out for being Jewish or for being pro-Israel. So Salma leadership is really crucial, especially now with the rise of anti-Semitism and anti-Jewish sentiments here in America and abroad. uh, we do that with independent critical thinking to help the fellow make their own decisions. We don't provide the answers. We provide the tools. We work you through what it is you need to ask, what you need to clarify. If you have a certain position in an opinion in business or in family, or a certain value that you have, we challenge that. It may not be wrong, but we want you to have a very clear depiction of what that value is and how you're going to act upon it. So we're there to help you clarify and start thinking critically. Don't just take everything you hear as a given, right? Let's examine it, let's discuss it, and we're going to talk about today how we give you that critical thinking and how we help you through that. So starting with the Solomon Fellows. Who are the Solomon Fellows? We have many different types, many different stripes, but everyone is welcome at Solomon, and we have a few different kinds of fellows that apply at Solomon. We first have leaders who already have leadership experience. They have a certain leadership position, maybe in their school club, could be something at their synagogue or youth center where they're already holding a certain leadership position and they want to develop that. There's teenagers who love to volunteer and give back to the community. And they join Solomon because they want to learn how they can give back with still keeping time for themselves, giving to others, developing that. And we actually had an remarkable speaker last year who spoke about his career. He was wildly successful and he did it by giving back. He actually started his business as a giving business, and he is now really successful thanks to that model. We have fellows who come in and have very strong academic skills. Their resume is looking good, but they want to pad it, maybe make it a little better with a leadership position. They want to learn more about leadership because they know well about the academics. What about leading? And when we say leading, it's very vague, but it doesn't necessarily just mean being the loudest person in the room. It also means communicating and talking to a friend one-on-one, having a coffee meeting. It could be just working with a team. It could be developing a strategy just for yourself, a vision just for yourself. So Solomon, and we're going to talk about this soon, has many different facets in the leadership that we discuss. It's not just learning how to be the loudest person in the room. And lastly, we have simply fellows who want to learn how to lead, learn how to grow, develop their tools, develop their skills, and they just want to grow, and we want those fellows in Solomon. So those are different kinds of Solomon fellows. If you're one of those types, then Solomon is for you. Okay. So how do we do it? How do we get you that critical thinking? How do we develop you into a leader? How does Solomon do it? It's a really cool method, three-step method. Okay. So let's go through all the three steps. The first step is the curriculum. So this is a book that you're going to get, and it's going to have certain questions, certain articles, certain topics on it, and it will range. The topics will range from anything from character, tolerance, communication, vision, empowerment, persistence, strategy, and judgment. These are the 8 pillars of the leadership that we will talk about at Solomon. Every week, every session, there is a new pillar that is discussed. That is also reflected in the books that you get. You are going to get a book that will have a segment to read about the upcoming pillar. So let's say the upcoming pillar is character. You're going to have around 20 pages of articles and stories and anecdotes and quotes and history lessons. And it's very interesting, very easy reading. And then you will have a really comprehensive idea of that pillar. Following that, you'll go on the learning management system, the LMS, to answer a few open-ended questions so we can get your take on the pillar. And that way you are not just learning something in a book, but you're also giving your view, you're getting your take, and you're starting to really develop this idea inside you. It's not just a foreign idea. Oh, I should have character, or I should learn how to communicate. But no, how do I communicate? And what do I think about communicating? And what happened that time last year when I didn't communicate so well? What can I do better? So it's helping you think a little more, develop that pillar. And this is the curriculum part of Solomon. Okay. Now we have the guest speakers. So once you read the curriculum, you have a good idea of the pillar. Now it's time to put it into practice. But before we do that, we have some amazing people that are going to tell you their perspective of how they learned, how they mastered the leadership, the value inside of them and their experience with it. And that is the guest speaker. Every session begins with a guest speaker. Pictured here, we have Mr. Efyun and 7 other speakers like him join us. At each speaker comes to a different session and talks about their reflections and their experience of that pillar. After the end of the of the session with the pillar, the fellows are given the opportunity to ask question and answer any question they want. They're very much encouraged to do so. And this way, they're first of all developing a rapport with the guest speaker. They're getting their questions answered. And most importantly, they're gaining confidence. Now you have to speak in public. You have to ask a question in public. And that is a key thing that we try to instill in Solomon is building your confidence. So this is the guest speaker session. It usually runs around an hour, beginning with a sit-down interview with the guest speaker who talks about his experience. Following that is Q&A. All fellows are encouraged to ask questions to the guest speaker. Sometimes the guest speaker also gives out his information, so you can reach out to him afterwards and continue that connection with the guest speaker. And in fact, in the past, we've had a couple of fellows that have reached out to the guest speakers and continue that connection, seek internship, and so forth. So this is a great way to network, meet new people in the community that are older and wiser than you, and might help you get places as well. That's the guest speaker. Here's a few highlights we have from our guest speakers. We have a realtor, Miss Mindy Jones. We have an entrepreneur, Mr. Wenger, and we have the founder of Ping Golf, Mr. Solheim. They all came and spoke at different times to the Solomon Fellows and spoke about their experiences about that specific pillar. And the fellows who were there, they can attest to it, that they very much appreciate meeting these different kinds of people, talking to them afterwards, getting their opinions, and continuing that connection with people they would never have met because they're older, they're in different demographics than them, and this way they're getting a foot in the door as they get into the real world, get into business. Now you're getting to meet people who are in business, and it can help you get places. Okay. That is the second component of Solomon. The third component of Solomon is our mentors. And this is probably the most powerful part of Solomon. It's a little underrated, but it's probably, in my opinion, the most important part of Solomon. The mentors are hand-picked leaders in the community who have a little more time, and they come to every single session and sit down with you, the fellow, and discuss your views about leadership, your opinions about that specific pillar, and then help you develop it further. They're not just there to chit chat. They're there to develop those tools and craft a real goal. And when the Solomon Fellows walk in on the first session and they meet their mentors, I would imagine that many of them don't realize what they're about to experience. But the last session, when they finish off with their mentor, is amazing to watch the connection that is being built. They sit down, they write the notes about their goals that they're going to have moving forward over the next year. What are we going to work on? Some of them continue that connection with their mentors and continue calling them in the following months and the following years. And now you have a friend who is wiser, older, and is a trusted confidant that isn't your mother or father, and that can help you through those trying times. So the mentors are local community leaders who are handpicked for their outstanding moral conduct and success. And more than anything, your mentor is building a relationship with you. They're not there as much to give you advice, which they do, as much to build a connection with you, to give you a person who is been there, done that, and can help you and say, you can make those mistakes, but let's try this thing and set this goal. And that's a great field for you, but why don't you
Hey
try
Mo, can you put this on speaker?
adding
I'm on a Zoom
videos
call, but I don't want
as
to
well?
look it up. You know how to do it?
And if you don't mind just muting yourself. Thank you so much.
Don't.
Okay. Um,
No, I guess we have
the,
not emailed them for that one.
the Solomon Leadership
I have to see
Program
someone similar.
is has started here in Phoenix in 2024, and we launched with 8 fellows. Last year was our second year in 2025, and we had 14 fellows. This coming year, the sky is the limit, as they say. We're hoping for around 18 fellows this year, and you could be one of them. Applications are open. You can apply. However, not all application is guaranteed to be accepted. So we encourage you to apply early and get your foot in the door before all the spots have filled up. Okay. Let's hear from some of the Solomon Fellows. Don't take it from me. So we have here Oliver, who has, through Solomon, he's grown by learning to how to listen, speak with intention, and understand different perspectives. And that's probably from his mentoring hour. By the mentoring hour, you sit down with your mentor, but you also have 2 or 3 other fellows there sitting together with you. So it's a roundtable discussion, and not always is your opinion the correct one. So you say your opinion, but then someone chimes in, and then together as a team, you figure out what's the best overall path for you. And that way you're already working together as a team and learning how to accept other viewpoints and listen and share. Um, the that's the cool thing about Solomon is the mentoring hours. It's like a roundtable discussion. Samantha, she realized that her traditions are her superpowers. She found a new kind of confidence, and I can attest to that at the graduation. Samantha gave an incredible speech that was both emotional and really personal, but also really powerful. And she spoke so confidently, so clearly, and that was amazing to watch. Someone speaking publicly into 100 people and just so confidently. It was amazing. Finally, we have Matthew. He was our very special speaker. He gave the valedictorian address, and he actually can attest to that his golf game went up thanks to Solomon as well. So if you're into golf and you want to develop that, maybe join Solomon. But he also had a great mentor who didn't just ask him, just to give him advice, but ask him questions. And again, that's what we're here in Solomon for. Not to give you the answers and here's what you do, A, B, C. No, let's figure it out together. What do you think? And let's figure it out together with your mentor. You're figuring out a really great plan, a really great goal to be successful. Okay. A really cool thing about Solomon is you get 3 college credits, and that is to everyone that successfully completes the program. These are elective college credits given from Palm Beach University, and you can transfer them to any college in the US. Here are important links. You can screenshot the screen here. We have the solomonprogram.org. That's just to learn more. If you want to apply, solomonprogram.org/apply. And lastly, if you want to first see the schedule, it is up and it begins in late October. So you can see the full schedule here at solomonprogram.org/schedule/Phoenix. And you can see the full schedule there to make sure that you're available for all the sessions. There are 12 sessions in total, and 8 of those are the pillars. There's 2 preliminary sessions and 2 closing sessions for a total of 12 sessions that you must be at in order to be at Solomon and to get the college credits. Okay, so what's the application process if you want to apply? So for starters, are you in 11th and 12th grade? Great. Are you in leadership? Are you volunteering? Are you just looking to learn and grow? Excellent. We want you. Here's how you do it. Go to solomonprogram.org. Once you apply, you will get a link to schedule an interview with myself, and we will ask you a few questions. You can ask me a few questions, and that will take around 20 minutes. Following that, if you're accepted, you will get an enrollment form where you will enroll, and there will be a fee. There's a $500 fee, and that covers the college credits. That's the only fee you pay to join Solomon. We do have scholarships if you need, and you can request that when you enroll. And that is all. That's all from me today. So that's Solomon program in a nutshell. We hope this has been helpful for you. And if you have any questions, please stay online and ask me them right here.
Hi, Rabbi Tzvi. This
Yes.
is Stella's dad, Jeff. Thank you for the presentation. I do have a question.
Sure.
Is this the same or separate from the invitation you extended to Stella for the about leadership, or is this the same or different?
This is different. That is the leadership CTN Leadership Board,
Okay.
which plans and coordinates events. This is the Solomon Leadership Program, and that is teaching you really the tools of how to be a leader, not less so on the practical side, more on the learning side.
And for these 12 sessions, is she eligible for this program as a 10th grader? I heard you mention 11th and 12th, and she's going to be she's starting the 10th grade.
So typically we only allow 11th and 12th graders. Sometimes we have made exceptions in the past, so just reach out to me privately and we can discuss it.
Okay, great. All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for the information. How will the recording be available?
I'm going to upload it to YouTube and then I'll send anyone who needs a link.
Thank you.
Sure. Okay, I guess that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to message me. You should have my number or my email, and happy to answer any of your questions. Again, feel free to go on the website to learn more and to apply. SolomonProgram.org is the link. You can find everything there.